welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl, Unapologetic Beauty, where we are unapologetic for our beauty because we know that beauty comes in all shapes, style, form, sizes, colors, races, sexes, everything. And we accept it all. And we do not apologize for it. I think, don't mind my nails. But anyways, do you like this look that I'm wearing? Like, are you feeling this blue, green, purple, whatever vibes? It's colorful, it's elongated, it's extra, it's dramatic, it's popping. I even curled my hair to go with it. I've been wearing my hair straight lately, but I curled it for this. You know, enough rambling. I mean, if you want to see how I got this look, then just stay tuned. And like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell down below. I mean, like, subscribe is like here, or is it here? It's somewhere. Hit that subscribe button. Hit it. Ding! That notification bell. And you in the game. You part of the fam bam. You feel me? Okay, I'm done. Stay tuned. Okay, so first we're going to take our Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And we're going to put that all the way on our lid, all the way up into our brow bone. Once we get done putting the concealer on, then we're going to blend it with our Real Techniques brush. We're using such a light color because we really want the colors, our eyeshadows that is, to stand out and be very vibrant. We're not going to set it with powder. We're going to leave our lid area and crease area all wet. But we are going to set our brow bone area with the black Opal Setting Powder in the shade Medium. And we're doing this so we have a nice transition from the brow bone into our colors, because we're not really using a transition shade for our colors. It's just going straight all colors, and so we need this transition. Now we're taking the darkest blue, that blue on the bottom row of the Take Me to Brazil palette by BH Cosmetics, and we're putting that directly in our crease and we're winging it out. And the technique that I'm using today is I'm packing the shade on, and I'm going all the way around the crease, packing the shade on until I get it to the shade of blue that I like. And I really want this to be a vibrant blue. I want it to really show up. And so we're going to pack it all the way around. And then once it's to the shade of our liking, then we're going to blend out the edges. And I do this so when I put my neck shadows above it, they all blend seamlessly into one another. Okay, so now we're taking a light blue color on the first row of the Take Me to Brazil palette, and we're going to put that right above the dark blue shadow. We're going to blend it from the corner of our eye all the way into the center of our eye, and we're going to stop. So we're going to use the same technique. We're going to pack the shade on, and then we're going to blend it out the edges. And we're going to take this shade lower into the blue because we really want those two colors to mesh into one another to create, of course, a seamless blend. Take your time blending because blending is very important. That's the key to this look looking seamless and beautiful, is blending. You gotta take your time and go back and forth. Now we're gonna take that purple shade on the first row of this palette, and we're gonna take that from the center and wing it all the way out. And we're gonna do the same technique, packing, then blending. Packing, then blending, until we get the shade of purple that we want, and then we're going to blend it out. And again, we're going to take the purple lower into the blue to make sure they blend seamlessly into one another. And we're also going to blend the purple into the light blue so they also create a seamless blend. So we're just going to go back and forth doing a whole lot of blending in this part. Okay, so we're just going to take some more of that blue and add back the color that got lost during blending. And we're also just going to blend that blue into that light blue and that purple just to make sure we got a seamless blend. Now we're going in and we're going to cut the crease using a flat brush and that Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. We're going to start from our inner corner and go all the way out, making sure to wing the concealer. Now, an easy way to cut the crease is to put concealer in the center of your lid, look up, and where the concealer stops, that height is how high you're going to take your concealer. So you need to connect that line all the way around and then bring the concealer down. That's a very simple way to cut your crease.
He touches my soul and my spirit, so got me so steady.
So you might have noticed that when we were cutting the crease, the concealer was showing up blue. So because of that, we're just going to take a makeup wipe, and remove all of that concealer. And now we're going to reapply the concealer and just follow along the crease that we already cut. So it's really simple now. And make sure when you wing the concealer out that you bring it down, so that way the shadows that we apply later have a base to be applied upon. Now that me and Beyonce are done singing, we're going to take a flat brush and we're going to pack that lime green in from the first row all along the cut crease where it begins. So right next to that line, we're using a flat brush so we can get as close to that line as possible without crossing the line. You do not want to cross the line. You want to color within the line but get close as possible and wing it out. So make sure you pack it in. So now to make sure that that lime green shows up vibrant, we're going to take a shader brush, the one actually that we use to put the light blue shade on, and we're going to shade the lime green in and keep shading until it's the vibrancy that you want. So now, using that Maybelline Fit Me Concealer from before, we're going to cut the crease using a flat brush. And you want to cut it enough so that the lime green still shows, but the lime green isn't too thick. You want a thin line, but you don't want it so thin that you can't see the lime green. You still want to be able to see it. So cut it just enough. As you can see how I cut it, and you're going to wing it out like we've done before. And when you wing it, you want the wing to be curved, not at an angle. You want it to be curved. So going into our Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, we're going to take the shade Dahlia, and we're going to place that all over our lid where there's concealer, and also in that winged out area that we have concealer. And we're really going to pack this shade in because we want it to show up vibrant. We're going to work it all the way up to the lime green, but we're not going to touch that lime green. We just want it to be as close as possible. We don't want to see any concealer. We want to cover everything completely up. So I know about the Juvia's Place controversy going on right now, so you might not want to use a Juvia's Place palette, and that's fine. Just use any vibrant blue that you have in your collection. I filmed this before the controversy went down, and I'm just now getting around to editing the video after everything has taken place. Other than that, I wouldn't have used a Juvia's Place palette just because I don't want to offend anyone who has problems with the brand and no longer wants anything to do with them. So if you're one of those people, just use a vibrant blue in your collection and it'll be perfectly fine. Now going in with my ABH palette, Prism palette, we're going to take that duochrome purple shade and we're going to add that to the center of our lid. And it's very pretty. It's going to tie in the purple that's above our crease area, and it's just going to look really pretty on our lid to give us some extra dimension. So we're going to pack that on with a shader brush, and then we're going to take the brush that we added the blue with and blend out the edges just for a nice seamless look. So we're going back into that Take Me to Brazil palette, and we're going to take that shade that we used in our crease, and we're going to drag that shade along our lash line, and we're going to wing it out with the rest of the shadows. I didn't want to use a black liner with this look, and I didn't have a good white liner that would show up pretty, so I decided to use this shadow to create me a liner. So that's what we're going to do with this shadow. You're going to take it along your lash line, and then you're going to wing it out. And if you hear my baby in the background, just ignore him. He's rolling around the bed, just having him a good time. Okay, now it's time for cleanup. We're going to clean up that lash line. We're going to get that wing sharp. We're going to get the inner corner clean. We're going to get the fallout off our face. Then we're going to take concealer and we're going to really sharpen up that wing. We want that wing super sharp. And we're going to blend it out with our Real Techniques brush. Next, we're taking our Neutrogena Hydro Boost gel and we're going to moisturize our skin. That is super, super, super important. Even if you have oily skin, you still need to moisturize. Before you apply anything else on your face, you need to moisturize. Now we're going to take our Benefit Porefessionals Primer and we're going to put that in our T-zone. And we're going to press the product in because we really want it to fill our pores. Because in that area, I have super large pores and I really want that primer to give me a smooth, blurred complexion. So we're just going to pat it in. We're not going to wipe. We're not going to rub it in. We're just going to pat to give a smooth, even, blurred look. And then with our Becca Evermatte Poreless Perfecting Primer, because we want our foundation to stay on all day. We want this to last, look matte, look sleek. We don't want it slipping and sliding off. We just want a nice, clean look. Now we're going in with our Glamoflauge Hard Candy Concealer. And we're going to take that all of our spots. If you don't have spots or anything that you need to conceal on your face, of course, skip this step. But baby, I need to conceal. And this is a heavy duty concealer. So I'm finna conceal the mess out my face. Now we're going to set our concealer with the Black Opal Natural Light, the Black Opal Setting Powder in Natural Light, excuse me. Because when we put our foundation on, we don't want our concealer to move. So we're just going to set it with the setting powder. Very lightly dust. It's not a lot on the brush. We're just going to lightly dust that over the spots that we place concealer. Using my Real Techniques little sponge, I'm going to go in with the Milani 2-in-1 Perfecting Foundation. I'm in the shade 11A Nutmeg, and it's a good foundation. I didn't know that it wasn't for, oily skin. No one ever told me, but if you have oily skin, this is probably not the best foundation for you just because it's not going to stand up in the heat. I'll be honest. Like, if you're working, you're doing anything that causes sweat, this foundation will not stand the test of time. But now we're going to take our Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I am in the shade Caramel. And honey, I went in with this concealer. I put a little bit too much, so don't put as much concealer as I did. But I put it under my eyes, my nose, my chin, forehead. I just went in, but don't put that much concealer. Use a little bit less because this is a super thick concealer, and so it blends out very well, and you don't need all that concealer. Okay, now that we highlighted, we're going to go in with our L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick in the shade 425 Espresso, and we're going to contour around the perimeters of the face and the cheekbones. The rest of the footage is me blending out my contour. It got deleted, but now it's time to set our face. And we're going to do that with the black Opal Setting Powder in the shade Neutral Light. And we're not going to bake with this powder. We're just going to press it into our skin just to make sure everything is nice, good, set, and it ain't moving. By the way, I am using a damp beauty blender for this part. It really just makes the skin look airbrushed when you use a damp beauty blender. So that's just a little tip. We're going to take our setting powder and we're going to carve out our cheekbones using the reverse contour method because we want to look snatched. We're trying to look snatched all summer 19, baby. All summer 19. We're going to take that NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop setting powder in the shade Banana, and we're going to put that from the corner of our eye all the way to the center under our eye. And no further than that, right next to the nose and to the center. That's all we're gonna do. We just want to bake just a little bit, and this is gonna brighten up that area and give us a nice glow. Using our Real Technique sponge, we're gonna take the LA Girl Pro Face HD powder and we're gonna press that all over our face, really to blend the contoured areas into the highlighted areas and to make sure everything is locked in place. You know, sometimes you need that extra security to really just lock it. You don't want it to move, you don't want it to sway, you don't want it to budge, and that final powder kind of locks everything in place. So now it's time to contour, and we're going to take the Pur Contour Diary. I'm going to use the shade Passion to contour everywhere that we put the cream contour. We're going to put that except on our nose. I actually forgot the cream contour on my nose, but you know, whatever. But we're going to put that everywhere that we put the cream contour. And it's a really nice palette. I got this from TJ Maxx, I believe. TJ Maxx or Ross, one of those two. It was really inexpensive, excuse me, oh my gosh. But it was really inexpensive, and it just was such a nice palette. It's really nice. The shades are pigmented, which I really didn't think they were going to be, but they actually are. So, you know, don't knock TJ Maxx and Ross makeup. You know, don't knock it till you try it. That's a little lesson I learned. Did someone say bronzer? Okay, that was corny. But we're going to take the NYX Matte Bronzer and we're going to bronze in the same places that we put the contour. And I'm actually going to use this bronzer to contour my nose so my nose can be snatched like my face. And I also take my contour and bronzer down into my forehead, because if you really want your forehead to look smaller, then you need to take it down into your, basically let it meet your highlight to create that smaller forehead look. And like I said earlier, we're just going to use this bronzer to contour my nose. And I like to take my contour from my nose under my brows and then go down, just because it connects the brows from the eyes and everything looks all nice and pulled together. Now that we've dusted away that powder, we're going to set our face with our setting spray, and then we're going to take our Carli Bybel palette. We're going to highlight using that third highlighter. The footage of me highlighting the rest of my face got deleted, but I just took it on the tops of both cheeks, my bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, above my brow bone, and on my chin. I'm going to take a blending brush to put my highlight on because I just feel like it creates a seamless blend. But today we're going to use the NYX lip pencil in the shade Brown, and we're going to blend that out, and then we're going to top it with my favorite lipstick, MAC Whirl. And we're just going to blend those two together, going back and forth until we get the shade that we want. And then we're going to top it with MAC Lip Gloss in the shade Please Me. And that gloss really just ups our look, and it turns it from a plain nude to a pinky nude, which kind of plays off the purples in the look, which just ties everything all together. And then who doesn't love a gloss, especially a matte lip gloss? We're going to take that NYX liner in the shade Purple Haze, and we're going to put that in our waterline. And then we're going to blend the liner out using the shades from the Take Me to Brazil palette. First, we're going in with that purple shade from earlier, and we're going to put that directly on the liner to buff it out. Taking that dark blue, we're going to take that from our wing to our lash line to connect the two. We're just going to keep that in that area. We're not going to bring it all the way into our lash line. We're just going to keep it on the outer area beneath that purple to just connect everything and smoke it out. Going back into the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, we're going to take the shade Giza. We're going to put that in our inner corner of our eyes, and we're also going to put it in the brow bone to highlight it. I just feel like a highlighted brow bone and a highlighted tear duct just is so bomb. It just pulls the look together. But now we're going to highlight our Cupid's bow with the highlighter that we used on our face, because you know, popping lips, popping Cupid's bow. And then we're going to spray our face one more good time to just lock it in, just lock that mess in. And then we're going to set it with our sponge. We're going to press it in so everything is all beautiful and flawless. Okay, so here's the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed it. I had so much fun filming this video. Very quick and easy to do. Like, it did not take long to do this look, which is surprising with it being such a dramatic winged out eyeshadow, but it actually didn't take that long to do, and we only used 2 palettes. I'm just wearing this green Fashion Nova short set. This actually be featured in a later video. Make sure you check out my future videos, and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a video. But I hope you all enjoyed this look. Make sure you like, comment down below what you want to see next. I gotta be careful, because if I lift my arms up too high, my whole tata's gonna be out, and we don't want that, honey. We don't want that. But hit the notification bell. Join the notification. Gang, 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 gang. Yeah, that's all I got. Until next time, I love you. God loves you. Be blessed.